All right, looks like we are live. I will stop the share.
Live stream is ready.
All right, thank you, Jaden.
All right, hello and welcome everyone. This is Commissioner French convening the regularly scheduled business meeting of the Kansas Corporation Commission for this Thursday, September 14th, 2023. My apologies for the technical glitch, but we are all here now. I want to start today's meeting. I will note we have 21 consent agenda items on today's meeting and 3 noticed items, but I do want to begin with a couple items that aren't listed on the agenda. First of all, following some Senate action yesterday, we now have a brand new commissioner. Commissioner Annie Kuether is joining us, taking the place of Commissioner Duffy. Commissioner Kuether, I wanted to just welcome you to the KCC. And first, I want to note you have already given us a big ratings spike. I think we're up over 20 viewers for this for this meeting, which is good ratings for us. So, but I also wanted to give you an opportunity to just say a few words since this is your first meeting with us.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Good morning, everybody. I would say it's a pleasure to be here. It's a little also overwhelming since the confirmation hearing was yesterday, and here I am. So it was something that sped up very quickly, but I'm delighted to have been thought of by the governor that I was good for the job, and I will promise you all that I will work hard and try to do my very best. So thank you for the welcome.
Well, fantastic. We're happy to have you here. For the next item that isn't listed on the agenda, but is necessary, of course, with the replacement, we no longer, Commissioner Duffy was serving as our chair, so we no longer have a chair. So we need to take a vote on a new chair. So with that, I would open the floor for any nominations.
Yes, indeed. If I could, first, Commissioner French, I want to join with you in welcoming Commissioner Annie Kuether to the Kansas Corporation Commission. Welcome, Annie.
Thank you very much.
At this time, and in accordance with the bylaws of the Kansas Corporation Commission, it is my distinct honor and privilege to nominate Commissioner Andrew French to serve as the chair of the commission. I
second that motion.
All right, we have a second and a motion to elect a new chair, that chair being myself. Are there any comments or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please vote aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. And I will abstain, but it does look like the motion passes, and I will take the place of chair. And as Annie said, similarly, I look forward to filling this role, and we'll work hard. It's a role I filled a couple of years ago, and it's does take on a little extra responsibility, a little extra administrative work, but with our professional staff, that's not too hard. So look forward to filling the role as chair and guiding the commission. With that, I think we can actually move into the business of our meeting. As I noted, our first item is our consent agenda, and we have 21 consent agenda items. We've all had, well, I would say 2 of us have had an opportunity to review all of those orders comprehensively, at least, and I don't know how much Annie has gotten to it, but we've had an opportunity for those to be posted, and so I will ask right now if either commissioner has any questions or comments on the consent agenda, and I guess I will begin with Commissioner Kuether.
At this time, I don't have any questions.
Commissioner Keen.
No questions or comments from me either. I would move approval of the consent agenda.
And I will second that motion. We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Go ahead, Commissioner Kuether.
I'm going to abstain.
Okay. And anyone voting no? The ayes have it. The consent agenda is approved. We will now move to our noticed items. Our first noticed item is in docket number 23, CONS 3080 CUIC. And this is a proposed order on petition for reconsideration. Our presenter for this item is Mr. John Myers. John, take it away.
Good morning, commissioners. Will do. In pertinent part, this order states the commission will hold this docket open to reconsider certain aspects of it that relate to, 1, the integrity of the wellbore, and 2, the prevention of pollution, both limited in a manner that will be described in a future order that the commission anticipates issuing within 30 days. The order also says that the commission will not reconsider any issues associated with interpretation of law or correlative rights. With that, I am available for questions.
Thank you, John. Any questions for Mr. Myers? And I will start first with Commissioner Keither.
Not at this time.
Commissioner Keen.
No comments or questions. I would move approval of the order.
And I will second that motion. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say no. Any abstentions?
Yes.
Okay. The ayes have it. The order is approved. Thank you, John. For our next noticed item, we will move to docket number 21 KGSG 398 SHO. This is a proposed order approving alternative to civil penalty. And for our presentation on this item, it is Mr. David Cohen. Good morning, David.
Morning, commissioners. Before you is an order to approve the alternative to civil penalty. The Kansas Underground Utility Damage and Prevention Act, or CUDPA, requires excavators to provide notice to before excavating, and the utility is required to mark underground facilities once they receive notice from the excavators. On April 22nd, 2021, the commission ordered the Kansas Gas Service to show cause why it should not be assessed a civil penalty of $90,000 for 54 instances of not providing timely and accurate locates for natural gas pipelines. In 2020, there were, or 2021, there was 57 violations of CUDPA. In 2022, there were 47 violations. Between 2020 and 2022, the commission found that KGS had violated CUDPA 158 times. On August 8th, 2023, staff filed an update to report and recommendation, which recommended a penalty of $1,000 per incident for a total of $158,000, but also recommended the commission adopt the attached compromise and alternative to civil penalty, which had been negotiated between staff and KGS. Under KSA 661152, the commission may consider a compromise in lieu of a civil penalty. The compromise requires the person charged to make a payment for a project related to natural gas pipeline safety or underground damage utility damage prevention that benefits the industry or the community as a whole. Under the terms of the CNA, KGS will fund $158,000 in grants to Kansas education centers that offer heavy equipment operation training, including CUDPA. The grant will be administered by commission staff, and attached to CNA is a copy of the grant application and a sample letter, which will be sent to area technical schools. And I'm available for questions.
All right, thank you, David. Are there any questions for Mr. Cohen? I will begin again with Commissioner Keither.
Not at this time.
Commissioner Keen.
No questions. Thank you for the overview, David. We appreciate that very much. I would approve the order.
And I will second that motion. We have a motion and a second to approve the proposed order in this docket. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, those in favor, please vote aye.
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 Any opposed? I am seeing no opposition votes, so the order is approved. We will now move to our last noticed item. This is in docket number 23 TRAM 777 PEN. And our presenter for this item is Mr. Hassan Latif.
Good morning, commissioners. The penalty order before you arises out of a compliance review of No Limits Logistics LLC, a common carrier which hauls grain, general freight, grain, feed, hay, and aggregates operating out of Garden City, Kansas. The investigation was conducted by special investigators Erica Pargas and Penny Fryback. During staff's investigation, the special investigators found several violations, and the order before you assesses penalties for 11 of those, resulting in $13,100 in total penalties. I'll briefly summarize some of the violations. They include a $2,000 enhanced fine for falsifying entries on an annual inspection, a $3,000 enhanced fine for operating a vehicle that had previously been placed out of service without it having been repaired first, a $4,000 enhanced fine for falsifying records of duty status, a $1,000 enhanced fine for failure to conduct a post-accident alcohol testing after a fatality accident, and a $1,000 fine for failure to ensure that all drivers had an equal chance of being selected for random testing. Additionally, there were violations for failures related to the company's drug and alcohol program and hours of service violations, among other things. Staff believes that the order appropriately assesses penalties against the carrier and recommends approval of the order. Both I and staff are available to stand for any questions.
Thank you, Hassan. Are there any questions for staff on this item? And I will begin again with Commissioner Keither.
No. No
Commissioner
questions. Sorry.
Commissioner Keen, any questions?
No questions. One very brief comment. First of all, thank you, Hassan, for the overview. It's very comprehensive and succinct. Once again, I want to extend, I'm sure I speak for all of my colleagues here as well, our gratitude to our field inspectors, both Erica and Penny. They're very conscientious. They work Western Kansas and the roads and highways and byways out there quite efficiently. They're very detail oriented and very comprehensive in their reviews. And all of that plays, I think, into the public safety component that is the transportation division. So with that being said, I would move approval of the order.
And I will second that motion. Is there any further, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The ayes have it. The order is approved. Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you.
With that, we have come to the end of our noticed agenda. If there is no further business to come before us today, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a second? We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Welcome
Thank
again,
you.
Commissioner Keither.